tifu by removing my girlfriend's tattoos in Photoshop and realizing I'm not as attracted to her as I thought and now I'm terrified for the future, by user recommend _me_ movies. TLDR at the bottom. Enjoy my fuck up story. Oddly enough for this sub, it did happen yesterday. Sorry for any mistakes, I'm not a native speaker. Me and my girlfriend exchange nudes frequently. They never leave our phones/computers and we trust each other on that. I like to mess around in Photoshop as a hobby and oftentimes I use my GF's nudes for practice. Change the lighting, remove/add things in the background, sometimes I edit her into a Playboy cover for a laugh. A few days ago I bought a new laptop, as my old one died some time ago. I installed Photoshop on it yesterday and wanted to mess around with it. I found some tutorials online about Photoshop tattoo removal and decided to give it a try. Seeing as I had no work the next day, I also decided to get high. I gathered some pics of my girlfriend and went to work. My girlfriend has a big tattoo on her upper chest, covering her collarbones and the upper part of her boobs, 2 smaller pieces on her hips, 1 between her shoulder blades and some smaller ones on her legs and arms. When we met she already had all the major ones and she did 2 more while with me. It has never bothered me, I thought her tattoos are cool. But before falling for her I never imagined myself to be with such a heavily tattooed girl, but I hadn't really thought about it since then. Now, I edited the pictures, starting from the smaller tattoos and even coolly getting rid of the big chest one. I followed a tutorial and made a damn good job in my opinion. I ended up doing 3 pics and when I was admiring my work I got I got hornier than I ever had in my life. I've always considered my GF's body to be a 10/10. That combined with her wonderful personality made me fall in love quick and hard, and I didn't even think to wonder how she would look like if she didn't have the tattoos. Well, now I know. And to me she would look infinitely better. I regret using Photoshop a lot last night. She obviously can't get rid of the tattoos. Not only would it be horribly expensive, but also she really loves them. Also I don't think it's my place to even ask that. She's also a tattoo artist and scheduled to have a half-a-body tattoo done in 2 or so months by another artist who she's a great fan of. I won't ask her to skip the tattoo. She's very excited about it and has been saving up for a long time. I was never particularly happy that she was getting it, but I was just glad she was excited, and again, it's her choice what she puts on her body. Now I realize just I don't like tattoos on her. I thought a lot last night and realized the signs were there, but for some reason it has never occurred to me. For example, when we chatted about her tattoo plans I asked her not to tattoo her tummy too soon because I like how soft it looks on its own. She would say in that a few years I will have a wife covered from head to toe in ink, and I always laughed it off because I didn't want to think about it. I also had a shameful realization that I've been enjoying sex a lot more since we started to do it doggy style. The one tattoo on her back usually gets covered by her hair so you can't see any tattoos. I'm kinda freaking out. As I mentioned, my favorite parts of her body are the ones with no tattoos on them, that being the back and her waist. The tattoo she's getting is going to go from her arm, down her side and down the leg. Which means it will be pretty much impossible to not see. I'm really ashamed to say I'm afraid I won't be as attracted to her when she does it. I'm afraid to even bring it up because she has horrible body image issues and I'm scared she would be really affected if I said I'm worried about her getting the tattoo. I also know with the way things are going, her becoming a tattoo artist and such, she is going to get more. I deleted the pictures this morning. They give an ultra boner but the worst moral hangover ever. I removed my GF's tattoos in Photoshop and found out I'm much more attracted to her without them. She's getting a body-long piece done in 2 months and I'm afraid I won't be as attracted to her as I am now. TIFU by almost killing all my roommates with a can of soda, by userist forever. Obligatory. This happened during college. So when I was a young buck, I enjoyed the occasional soda. I also enjoyed weed, but honestly I can't remember, if I was stoned when the following tragicomedy occurred. You be the judge. So I was in my shared apartment, lounging around, when I had an inkling to have myself a Coke. I go to the kitchen, and pull a can out of the fridge. This refrigerator did not ever seem to really know the difference between fridge temps and freezer temps. So it was kind of random what you might end up with, and on this particular day, I hit the reverse lottery and found myself holding a frozen can of Coke. But I wanted Coke, and I wanted it now. No worries. What I needed was some quick heat, and conveniently located next to the freezer was a stove. I should note that I excel in situations like this, because in no time at all I had whipped out a pot, some water, some blazing high flame, and in the middle of it all, one soon-to-be unfrozen can of soda. Plan in place and executed perfectly, I went back to the living room to watch some TV. It's really kind of up for debate whether subconsciously, I knew it would be a good idea to be anywhere but that kitchen. Because the bomb, as they say, had been lit. From here, I don't really have a conception of how much time passed. 2 minutes? 10? However long it was, my world was quickly punctuated by a literal explosion. I had no fucking idea what happened. A gas leak? A plane? I jumped to the floor to avoid doom. Very quickly thereafter, and while I'm still on the ground, my roommates came running into the living room. What the fuck was that? My senses slowly coming back, it kind of dawns on me this may have all been caused by my idea to basically light pressurized carbonation on fire. We run into the kitchen and to this day I still cannot believe what it looked like. There was soda, sticky soda, everywhere. But where was the can? The can was gone. Bits of aluminum had been blasted into the walls. The ceiling. Full metal shards literally half in a wall, half out. We literally stood there, mouths gaping, at the apocalyptic scene our standard college kitchen had become. I still sometimes think about how lucky I was. Could easily have been killed, or killed any of my roommates who came in the room. Imagine if I had come in a moment earlier, to stir the damned thing, head poked over it. Ugh, I get the chills. TLDR, I decided to unfreeze a frozen Coke by heating it in boiling water. Unsurprisingly, it exploded in a way that would have killed anyone in the room, and permanently placed me at the absolute top of the Darwin Awards. TIFU by accidentally giving the middle finger to Pope Francis, by userd_cup_. Backstory. I'm currently traveling abroad in Europe. While visiting the island of Malta I discovered that the Pope himself would be coming for a couple of days to do his popely thing. While I'm not Catholic, my sweet grandmother is what I would call very Catholic. I thought it would be a nice memento for her to see her lost and wandering grandson in the same frame as the pontiff. The afternoon of my opportunity came and I decided that the only real way to accomplish my goal would be to film a video of the motorcade, to cram my face alongside his car in the frame as he passed and then screenshot the best frame of the video. Simplicity itself. Unfortunately, a very sweet old Maltese lady insisted I wave an official papal flag of hers as he rode by. The lady reminded me so much of my grandmother that I couldn't refuse. So, cell phone in one hand, oversized flag in the other, I pressed record on my iPhone and prepared for my historic photo op. What ensued upon the Pope's arrival in front of my location was a roar from thousands of Maltese people lining the streets. The excitement washed over us all as shouts of Viva Papa echoed from the surrounding edifices. I was so swept up in the excitement that I gave a half wave with my hand and a half point with my fingers to his car. Much to my horror, while reviewing the footage I discovered that this gesturing led to what I could only describe as me giving the finger to Pope Francis. I blew it. The finger. The flag culprit. Asterisk thanks to you/exec warlock for the Photoshop. My grandma will likely not go into arrest when she sees the picture now. Asterisk if anyone knows the Pope, tell him I'd love a reshoot at his earliest convenience. TLDR my grandmother won't be getting a picture of her grandson and the Pope because I'm a moron. TIFU by losing it all, by user Paxstylogy. I made a mess. I got caught DUI about a year ago. Totally my fault. And again yesterday by random police check. It was the beginning of my 2 weeks off work after my last night shift. I was so excited about my vacation to the Maldives that I started drinking at 9 AM in the morning. My pregnant girlfriend was not amused. Eventually I passed out around 3 PM. I woke up at midnight and felt hungry, so I drove to my favorite Italian restaurant to get some food. I didn't stop to think that I might be under influence. I got pulled over by the cops by a random check. And I got caught for DUI and over a certain amount. I didn't understand how that was possible because I was sober after I woke up. Apparently I still had a large amount of alcohol in my blood even though I felt sober. So in my country you automatically lose your driving license when they catch you DUI over a certain amount in a 5-year period. So I am in deep shit. I've lost my license which I need to get to work. I might lose my job and my GF is leaving me with my unborn child for being irresponsible. I honestly had no idea I was DUI after sleeping and waking up sober. I made a mess. English not my first or second language, sorry. TLDR. Lost my driving license, could possibly lose my job and made my GF leave me with my unborn child. I guess I deserved this kick in the ass. I made this post to get this off my chest, I don't have anybody to talk about this cause I'm ashamed. Some of you though are really harsh and out of touch with reality. I genuinely fucked up but realized that I have a problem that could escalate. I decided to not drink another drop again. The thought of not being there for my child is freaking me out. My GF needs some space right now and I won't bother her until she is ready to talk to me. I'm doing everything to make this right. I have told my boss I lost my license and he is supportive, but warned me that I still need to show up one way or another. He asked some of my co-workers that live near me to pick me up until I resolve my situation. I'm still shocked by this all. Thank you all for the support even though I feel I don't deserve it. TIFU by hugging my cat, by user Hardage. So this has been culminating for a while, I guess, but it's a silly story I thought some people might enjoy. Every morning when I wake up I go straight to the bathroom to pee. My cat follows me in and demands attention. So when I am sitting on the toilet and she comes in, I pick her up and hug her for a few seconds then put her down. Lately, Cat has been wandering around the house screaming incessantly. We check her food and water. We play with her. We make sure her box is clean, all of this, and then she still walks around screaming. Sometimes when this happens she'll lead us somewhere, usually the bedroom because she wants a nap. I take a lot of naps. But lately she leads us onto the bathroom and goes and stands in front of the toilet with her back to me, and looks at me over her shoulder. We usually pick her up from behind because it's easier and is how she comes to us when we're at our computer desks. My cat has decided that if she wants a hug from me, she has to go to the bathroom and scream until she gets one. If my husband follows her in, it is not good enough and he brings her to me so that I can hug her. Only then will she stop screaming. Dr. taught my cat that bathroom equals hugs, and now when she wants hugs she screams until somebody follows her into the bathroom and in the end I, personally, have to hug her. EDA// forgot about cat tax, grabbed a few pics I like of her. https://imgur.com/a/alpkid